What does swerving have to do with perspective? Who among us doesn't understand the delicacy of fragility? I'm Michael Nye, the host of My Heart Is Not Blind. These are narrative histories about blindness and visual impairment, close up, not from a distance. Our other senses, separate from sight, have their own wisdom. The following is a preview of upcoming episodes. Judy. I was trying to find my biological parents. The record said my mother was a fortune teller, my father a used car dealer, and a swindler. When I was 3 months old, my parents took me to a shelter, but never returned. They knew something was wrong with my eyes.
Richard. I was working as an electrician. When I got off work, it was already dark. I never saw a light or heard a whistle from the train. I saw the number 546 on the engine. That was the last thing I ever saw in my life.
Mario. There's a certain amount of risk involved in listening. The risk is what you might hear could change you. I suppose part of my identity is blindness. I can see in ways that most people can't. I'm a Chicano, I'm a husband, I'm a therapist, I'm a shaman practitioner, I'm a Buddhist, I'm an Apache Indian deep down in my heart.
Olivia. A few years ago, when I took a trip to the Grand Canyon, I was standing at the rim, and I could feel the vastness of the canyon. Even the breezes were quiet. Something came over me. I felt a chill. I was even shaky. I don't know if it's the same feeling that a sighted person has, but that's how I felt. I felt small.
Raul. My grandfather and grandmother were blind. I've got 3 cousins that are blind. The sighted world misses out on so much. On my walks, I can hear just about everything. The sound of birds and dogs and trains. I can hear leaves on the trees, the way the wind speaks in soft whispers. Sometime in the evenings, I can hear an owl way off in the distance. The sounds are there, and they're beautiful.
Francis. When I first became blind, my child was 11 months old. It was so very hard. Everyone wanted to take my child away from me. They said, well, you can't see if he cuts his hand or if he's choking. So I had to fight for him. Being blind, it's not an obstacle because my heart is not blind.
Ray. My father put me near loud noises, and it would scare me. He would put my hands on a train track while the train was coming. He would always yell at me and say, "You're crying like a girl. I'm going to have to break you of that." Sometimes my dad would invite his friends over, and they would put things in front of me, and I would trip and fall, and they would all laugh.
Sandra. When I was 8 years old, my parents took me to an eye doctor. The doctor said I was faking it. Sometimes I would stare at books to see if I was able to see better, but I couldn't. I would cry maybe every single day. No one believed me. I felt alone in the world.
Juanito, I honestly believe you've got to look behind the mask to see what's really there. I never, ever, 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 ever have time to feel sorry for myself. Music is with me 365 days a year. Even in my dreams, music is there. Some of my songs come out of my dreams. All I can tell you is the truth is in the notes. The notes never lie.
Robert, the one thing I really want the public to experience is to step outside of your dependence on vision. Go sit in a dark room for an hour and open your ears and listen. The world that I live in is not a terrible place. It's not a horrible, miserable world that I exist in. It is a beautiful world, an exciting and adventurous world. It is just as relevant as the sighted world. It's different, but it is no less.